Hello everyone, this is Rita Holmes, independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up. I just tried to start this video and kind of hit the wrong button and turned it all off. So I'm here again. Hopefully I won't hit any wrong buttons this time. But anyway, I just want to tell you it's January 5th. Our new catalog started yesterday. And if you don't have a demonstrator and you'd like to see our new mini catalog and celebration catalog, I'd be happy to send that to you. You can email me at ritaholmes0611@gmail.com or just leave a comment in the comments here on the video and I'll be able to get with you on that. Just, you know, put your email address in there for me and that, or send me a private message through Facebook and you can find me there at Stamp Crazy VIP. You can go in there. That's my Facebook page. And inquire there also. So that's just a couple of places. I do have my January host code up if you'd like to order. And order from me. If you don't have a demonstrator and you see something that you like, that would be great. I'm bringing you a technique today called cling wrap or saran wrap stamping. And it's an old technique, but sometimes you just got to bring back the old, make it all new again. So I am doing that today. I'll show you what I'll be using. I'll show you at the end of the video a card kit class that I've put together and the 3 cards that'll be done in that. So stay with me if you can. I'm going to turn you around and hopefully not hit any buttons, and we're going to get started. Makes you dizzy doing this, and I'm sorry, but unfortunately this is the only way I can get it done right now and get it to show well. So right here, this is the card we're going to be doing. It's this one with the bird that's colored, and the saran wrap is the dark part here and how the flowers are colored. And on this card, which is another sample I made, this is the saran wrap stamping, made the whole background and then did the little bird here. And all I did on my inside was stamp the flowers. I didn't do anything special, but I do like to bring the outside of my card to the inside and just make it more personable and more finished. So usually if you've not seen my videos and you're coming on, you usually will see the inside done a little bit just to help out. Here is all my information right here if you need all that. Here is our new catalog that started. It's called the Mini Catalog. And it's got lots of neat ideas. And at the end, I'll be showing you a card kit that I'm making with the Ladybug set. So that'll be at the end when I show that. This set here is not in that catalog. It is in the Celebrations catalog. And the reason why I used it is because I wanted to use a really open stamp, and I didn't order any of that type of stamp out of the new catalog yet. So I just wanted to use that. Here's our celebration. It goes on till the end of February. For every $50 you spend, you can pick out something free out of this book. And your $50 does not have to be just out of the mini catalog. It can be with the annual catalog also, or a mix of the two. This set that I'm doing right here is called Friendly Hello. Unfortunately, or good, I don't know, you got to spend $100 to get it. You get all the papers to go with it plus the stamp set. So I did not use the DSP on this, but it's 12 by 12 DSP. You get 2 sheets of each double-sided papers, so you get 2 each of 6 double-sided papers is what you get here. And then this page is just showing you some of the ribbons that we carry that match and go with it and what they've used with the samples. So anyway, we will get started with this set right here. And I will tell you the measurements and all that of the cards as I go, but I do have a PDF that I make up. That goes on my Facebook group page, which is Stamp Crazy VIP. You can join that if you haven't already. And in the files section, all of the videos I've ever done has the directions to the cards. Now, not all of them have pictures. I didn't do that at the beginning, but I've started doing it, so it has pictures there with it. It has everything I used, and it has the directions for the card. So you are more than welcome to go over there and join that and pick that up if you would like. So let's get started with this card. We'll move all this other stuff out of our way. I don't think we need it. So what we're going to start out with first is a piece of Blushing Bride. And I forgot to score it, but that's okay too. It's a Blushing Bride cut 4 1/4 by 11. And it's just folded in half. If I can, that's why I like my score lines in there. But that's okay. So there we have a scored card, okay? So let's set that aside for a minute. And then we are going to bring in, I have 2 pieces of basic white. The inside is 5 1/4 by 4. And the outside is 5 by 3 3/4, which will be this here that we're going to work on first. We have a piece of black that's going to go under this that is cut 5 1/8 by 3 7/8 because I just want a small border around there. I didn't want the black to overtake the card, but I wanted to be able to see a little bit of it. So we will have that we'll put together. We use the layering circle dies, and I cut a circle out. I just put my stamp, cut a circle out big enough for my stamp, and then I use the scallop that would go behind it. And those are both in the same set, and I just wanted a little bit of that. So these are the 2 that we'll be using for that. So let's get stamping, okay? I need a piece of scrap paper. Whoops. To do this one. And we have our 2 flowers that come in this set, which is right here. We're going to be using the 2 flowers, the bird, this little stamp right here, and then the small leaf. So, and then this saying and the birthday saying. So that's what we're going to be using on this card. So let's get our Memento Black out. That's what we're going to be using as our black. And when you're inking up your black, because it's a felt pad, you can rub your stamp first to try to get it all inked and then just pat it. That's what I do to try to get a good even coverage. And then I'm just going to take my stamp and I'm going to stamp right in here. Do it again. Now you don't want to rub the other pads, the foam pads, because then you're going to squish a lot of ink in where you don't need it. But this works pretty good to do it that way. And now I'm going to put flowers here. And then just a little bit here at the top. Just a little one. There we go. So that is our flowers. And while we've got the flower out, let's go ahead and we'll take this one and we'll put the flowers in our corner. And that'll be for the inside of our card. We'll get all of our black stamping done real quick. So we're done with that. Let's bring in the happy birthday that's going to go on the inside. And it says, hope you have the best birthday is what it says. And I don't know about you, but I can always use birthday cards. And I could use birthday cards better if I would send them out, because I don't always do that. Well, let's say I 90% of the time don't do that. I'll be perfectly honest with you guys. Okay, we are going to set this to the side just for a second. We are going to bring in the Stamparatus, because I'm using that hello that's got the nice big bold hello friend there. So I'm going to bring that in to put my paper in here, and it should work, because this is where I always have the exact same lines that I always put my paper on. I don't know, it's a habit, I guess. Do you all do that? So think I'm going to have to move it over. I stamped a little bit further than what I did on my last card. So let's just move this over here and see if that'll work. Sure it will. Right there. So what we're going to do, if you don't have a stamp apparatus, this works great for doing stuff like this. I can ink this up. I'll bring it down so you can see it in the camera. And I'm going to ink that up just really, really good. I'll scoot it back so you can see the stamp. I'm going to stamp here. I have a friend at Christmas time. She watches my videos on Facebook, and I've known her for a long time. Her husband made this, and she sent it to me, and it's for using on your stamp apparatus so that you can just rub, and you don't have to put all your weight on your hands to do that. That moved a little bit. I don't like that. It's good. So I'm going to stamp it again because I want it really, really bold. So I'm just inking it up again like I did the first time. And I'm going to bring it down. And I'm going to rub again, especially across that hello. That's what I want to make sure I get really dark. And there we go. Hello, friend. Really dark. So let's pull that up. Let me put my piece of scrap in here so that doesn't get all dirty. Set that to the side and set this to the side. Okay, now we will bring our piece of scrap paper back in. And we are going to bring this in, put the black up. We're done with black. Don't want to get that on our card. So what we're going to do is we're going to take 3 different colors. We're going to take Blushing Bride, Flirty Flamingo, and Pear Pizzazz. And that's the colors that are on my card right here. So what I'm going to do, you start with the lightest first. So I'm going to open all 3 of them up so they'll be ready. I'm going to take a piece of cling wrap. I just have the Glad cling wrap. So let's pull it out some. Rip it off. I do not like cling wrap. It's not my favorite thing in the world, but for this I do. You cannot use press and seal. I had somebody ask me that. Press and seal is just too sticky. You don't want sticky. It won't be real airy in that. So I'm just going to take these ends and put them in a little bit, and then I'm just going to pick this up like so and have this kind of airy and bubbly. Okay, I don't want it to be all sticky and, or not sticky, but stuck to each other. Okay, we just want it bubbly. And I'm going to go into the Blushing Bride. Now, normally, I would take and kind of stamp off if it was a dark color, but this is real light. And I'm just going to ink up just where I want some ink, and I'm doing this lighter color first. And I don't know if you'll be able to see that, to see the little bit of a difference. I can see it, you know. I don't know in the camera. You can see it a little bit. So what I'm going to do is go in the second color. Now my second color is in the same family, but I'm going to take my stuff and I'm going to wad it up some more. And I'm not going to change cling wraps every time because you'll just be wasting cling wrap. I'm going to bring that into the Flirty Flamingo. And now that color is a little strong, so I just come off with it. And I'm going to add that to my flowers just to see how much color I want on this outside here. And I got a lot. Now I want my flowers darker, but I want them in this Flirty Flamingo, so I'm not stamping off, and I'm just going to hit the flowers some, just to darken my flowers up. Darken that little leaf or little petal. But none of your flowers will look alike because you're stamping with saran wraps. And so there I have my flowers. And those flowers don't look like these flowers. You know, they all look different. Now I'm just gonna puff this out. I don't care that it's got that little bit of pink in it because in the green it blends, it looks pretty. I'm gonna bring my green in, and now that you really want to stamp off when you, and I'm just gonna add some green lightly, especially to this outside edge. Well, it's the inside if you look at it this way, I guess. There we go, we have some green. Now can you see all of the colors? All right, we're gonna use those two. I'm gonna take this one away. I'm gonna bring this in and I'm gonna use this little flower little thing, and I'm just gonna add some flowers here and there. I have my leaf stamp on here too, so if it looks funny, it's because I have both of those. Let's override that one. And there we go. We just need a little of that. Now we're gonna do our leaf. We'll do that in the green. And I'll just add some leaves in here. And we're just doing that to add some color and a little dimension to our card. It works well to do that. If you have any areas over here, you can add some color. And we'll add one right in here. There we go. Okay, that is our flowers, and that's so. We do need to bring the black back in. I forgot to stamp my bird. We are going to use Stampin' Blends on the bird, which I really like to use. We're going to use Stampin' Blends, and we're actually going to use one of the Stampin' Right markers. I don't ever use those, but we didn't have the color I wanted for my bird, for my flowers with my bird. So I'm going to let that just really sink in there, and there's our bird. Pretty bird. So I'm going to show you how I colored it. You know, some people like to see other people color and how they do it, and that's fine with me. We all color differently. So I'm using light and dark Flirty Flamingo, dark Daffodil Delight, light and dark Crumb Cake, and the Blushing Bride Stampin' Right marker. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my light Stampin' Blend in the light Flirty Flamingo, and I'm going to color my bird. Now don't ask me what kind of bird I'm coloring because I don't know, I just like these colors. Getting down here with his little tail feathers right here. Then I'm going to add some of this like right in here in his little feather area. I'm going to put just some splashes of that. Then we're going to go to the dark for a minute, and I'm going to right here in his chest area, I'm going to add just a little bit of dark. And right in here. I'll take my Stampin' the light one, and I'll just blend that in a little bit. Your Stampin' Blends will blend because they have alcohol in them, so when you activate them by pressing on them, that releases some of that alcohol, and that's where it'll blend and dry. So there you go. We will now take the light crumb cake, and I'm going to color the feathers. I wanted a lighter brown. I think this might be running out of ink. How many people do use these and have had to order them again because they use them so much they run out of ink? I've done that a couple times on several, especially my So Saffron Yellow. It runs out of ink a lot. So I'm going to bring my light or my dark in, and I'm just going to darken some areas. I'm not going to darken them all. And I'm going to color the branch. Okay, I'm going to bring my light in just to kind of blend this up a little bit. There's our bird color. Now what I did to my flowers here is I took my dark, and I used the small tip for this. Take the dark, and then just where these lines are, I just kind of... Now I will tell you, when I go to use my Stampin' Right marker, it is not an alcohol-based marker, so it doesn't blend. You can color over, but it doesn't blend. So you'll kind of see that here with what I'm doing. They really look pretty just leaving them white with some of that in them, but I wanted to show using the Stampin' Right marker. And what I'm going to do is just color these outside edges and just bring that in a little bit to that, because I can't blend it. These are dry as soon as they hit the paper, pretty much. So I'm just adding it down to the color. And this is a way that you can, if we don't have a Stampin' Blend in the color that you like, you can pick a color that's close to it, like I did Fleur de Flamingo, a color that'll blend with it as far as color combinations, and use them together. So I'm not worried about going all the way to the edge of my, down over my flower, because this would probably cover up some of that Fleur de Flamingo color, and that's not what I want it to do. I want it to just be a little different at the edges of the flowers. Just my little take on doing the flowers. So there they are colored like that, and I'm going to take the Daffodil Delight in the center and just color my centers. I'm going to bring back this and color my centers on here also. Nothing extravagant to it. Now we're ready to put it together. So let's do our outside piece to go on our black. I use my Tombow glue. That's my glue of choice. You can use whatever adhesive is your choice. But I've just gotten so used to using this glue, it's what I always pick up to use. I try to keep several bottles of it on hand. I don't like to run out. So there we go with that. We can put that on the front of our card now. That was nice. That end wasn't sticking down, so when I pressed on it, it shot glue out at me. I have marker on my finger, or ink, or something. I was using Sharpie markers earlier at church doing the food pantry. And look, I got black on the back of my card. I can just cut that off and make a card front. This is also good because I like to rub on the back and I don't have to press on my hands with it, and I like that. So I got a little bit of black on the back of my card. Did you see it? It's right there. I'll either think of something clever or I will cut this off and make it a card front. You know, you don't hardly have to lose what you've done. You can find ways to save it for the most part. Sometimes not so well, but for the most part you can. There's my, now we could have saran wrapped our flowers here if we wanted to add a little bit more on the inside, but I didn't feel like I wanted to do that. So now I'm going to glue these two together, and then I'm going to use dimensionals to put it on my card. I love that little bird. How about you? It is a pretty bird. Here's my dimensionals. Before I do my dimensionals, I'm going to take, these are just our basic rhinestones, and I want to use 3 of them. So I'm just going to color them. These are the old ones we used to carry, but I'm using them up first. So they're still the same kind of rhinestone. It's just they're packaged a little different. So while we're letting that dry for a second, I'm going to put some dimensionals back here. I usually use 4. There we go. Move that out of the way. Bring our card back in. If I move all this stuff out of the way, you might be able to see it better. Goodness, goodness. Okay, and then I'm just going to take and put my bird up around about right there, stick it on. Then I'm going to take my pick tool and I'm going to put my stones on it. Oops. And there we go. We have a finished card. And here is the other one that we did, or that I had already done. Two of them won't turn out the same because you're going to hit the cards a little different, you know, with the colors and just different things like that, which is okay. That's what makes them unique. So this is the card that I showed that I wanted to demonstrate today. It's cling wrap stamping. Here's the other sample that goes with that. So there they are, what we did. So now I'm going to bring in and tell you a little bit about my card kit that I put together. And what that is I put together a card kit to go, which would be mailed to you. It's $15. You make 3 each of 3 cards, 3 different cards, and you'll get all of the cardstock. You'll get all the punches, everything punched out, unless it has to be stamped first. I can't do any of the stamping for you. That's against Stampin' Up's rules. We don't want to do that. You can buy the bundle of this set if you like it. It was my last week's video also, the Hello Ladybug. So let me show you the cards. And on each card, I'll tell you what I will be cutting. The first card is right here. It says, "May your greatest wish come true." And I've stamped the flower on the inside. This flower does come with the set. All these pieces do. I lost my stamp set. Oh well. And anyway, the ladybug is a punch, so I can punch her out. I can't punch the wings out because they're stamped. I could punch them out. These are the leaves in the green cut apart. These are the wings, and I just cut them apart and used them as leaves. So those would be able to be cut out. This is stamped in Flirty Flamingo, but I can or will stamp or I will punch these out in Flirty Flamingo. So if you don't have the stamp, you'll be able to still make a card. Of course, you'll have to replace your ladybug, but you'd have most of the components there. Everything I used on here is from that set. I will send you jewels to put on your card. I will send you dimensionals to put on your card, and all the cardstock. That's the first one. The next one is this one. Of course, that is already white, so it'll be punched in white. I'll send the daisy. And this black is embossed with the new plaid embossing folder. So I will have that already done. But all of the stamping here and this and the sayings, that is just stamped and cut apart. I stamped one in red, one in black, cut them apart. So everything you see here, you'll get the little stones and stuff. So there's that. And then this one, these are stamped in Bumblebee and then punched out, but I'll punch out some Bumblebee daisies for you. I will punch out the ladybug and the designer series paper here, but I cannot punch this. I will have this die cut done. I'll have everything done to send to you for all of that, you know. So you'll get your rhinestones, your dimensionals, your cardstock, your punches if they are not stamped in a kit from me, plus the PDFs of each card on how to make it. So you'll be able to see a picture of them and have all the stuff about making them. That is $15 for the kit, not counting your stamps. I will take sign-ups till January 14th, and that can be emailed to me at ritaholmes0611@gmail.com, and I'll mail the kits out around January 20th. So if you would like that stamp set, if you have a demonstrator, you know, feel free, order from your demonstrator. If you don't, you can go to my online store at ritaholmes.stampinup.net and place an order. I would be happy to have you as a customer. So these are my kits, my card kits, class to go, if you like that. And again, I'm going to put my samples down. What we just made is right here, and this is the Friendly Hello set. Now I will tell you, the bundle of this, the Ladybug bundle, comes with the Ladybug punch and the stamp set for $32.25. This punch is our medium daisy punch, which fits the flower that's in this stamp set, and it is $16, I think. So that puts you right at $50. You order a couple dollars more, you get something free out of the Celebration catalog. So just wanted to tell you that you don't have to, you know, if you're at 32 and you want to go up and so you get something free out of the free catalog, you'd have to spend $50. So, and this punch is not in the bundle. It's a punch we already have in our annual catalog called Medium Daisy. So that is all I have today for you. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I would love to hear from you. If you need a catalog, if you want a kit, anything like that, just let me know. I'm even more than happy to send you a kit, even if you order from another demonstrator for your all your stuff from Stampin' Up. That's great. I can send you I'll send you just your card kit, and that's $15, and that is including the mailing of that card kit. So there you go. So that is all I have. I hope you guys have a great day, great night, whatever time you are watching this, and just be blessed and be safe. Thank you. Bye.